Erica, welcome back to Maniacal Reader. Today I'm doing the end of the year book tag. This tag was created by Ariel Bissett. I'll put a link to her original video down below. I saw this video on Chelsea Dolling's channel. I'll also put a link to her video as well. The first question is, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? I hardly ever put books down when I start reading them. I always finish them, so this question doesn't really apply to me. The second question is, are there any autumnal books that you can think of that can transition you into the end of the year? I don't really read any seasonal books, so I'm not really sure how to answer this question. The next question is, are there any new releases that you're still waiting for? I don't really read new releases, but the one book that I'm still waiting to be released is Brave by Tamara Weber. This is the fourth and final book in her Easy series, and this is a new adult romance series. I've been wanting to read this series for years, and I actually own the first book, Easy, but I've been waiting for all the books to come out so I can binge read this series, and I can finally do that after waiting so long. So the Easy series might end up on my December TBR. We'll have to wait and see. The next question is, what are 3 books that you still want to read before the end of the year? The first one is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I've had this series on so many of my TBRs this year that I'm finally determined to read the series in December and start it, so this is definitely happening in December. The second book I want to read is Clipped Wings by Helena Hunting. This is the first book in a new adult romance duology. It follows this quiet girl named Paige, and she falls for a guy named Hayden Stryker, who's a tattoo artist. And these two characters have a broken past, but they come together in a relationship, and hopefully through this relationship they can overcome the problems of their past. I've heard great things about Helena Hunting as an author. She's written a lot of new adult and adult romance books, but this is the first book that I bought of hers, and I definitely want to check her out as an author, so I want to read this by the end of the year. Obviously, I want to read the sequel, Inked Armor, as well. But the last book that I want to read is Beautiful Broken Girls by Kim Savage. This is a YA mystery book, but it does have a heavy contemporary feel to it. This book is a standalone, and it's one of those intense contemporaries. Apparently, this book has trigger warnings for abuse and sexual assault. If any of those topics are too uncomfortable for you, I suggest you don't pick up this book. But I've heard that this book is amazing. It's definitely deeply emotional given the subject matter. I've heard that this book doesn't necessarily have a happy ending, obviously. But I'm looking forward to reading this book and borrowing it from the library. This book was very popular on BookTube months ago when it first came out. Everyone was reading it and I was hearing such great things about it. So I want to pick up this book and see what my opinion of it is. The next question is there a book that can shock you into becoming your favorite book of the year? And one book that I have in mind to answer this question is A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. This is a new adult romance book and it's a standalone. I've heard great things about this book. Jessica from Peace Love Books really likes this book, and she's actually planning on rereading this book. It's definitely one of her favorites, and she loves Candy Steiner as an author, so I definitely want to check out this book this year before the year ends and see if I like it. This book definitely has a relationship that's angsty and very emotional, and apparently there's a lot of push and pull. So this book is a slow burn romance, and I genuinely like slow burn romances. I don't know if this book would be annoying and too dramatic for me, or if I would like this book. I'm definitely planning on reading it soon, so I'll see what my opinion of it is. Hopefully I like it. The final question for this tag is, have you made any reading plans for 2018? I haven't made any concrete reading plans, but I know that one of the genres that I want to focus on in 2018 is definitely YA high fantasy. I barely touched the genre again this year, since YA high fantasy and adult fantasy in general are two genres that I hardly ever pick up, but I definitely want to change that in 2018. I also want to continue reading YA sci-fi and dystopian books, since I have found that I do really like that genre. This second half of the year in 2017, I really focused on reading more sci-fi books and dystopian books, and I want to continue that trend in 2018 as well. Those are all of the questions for this tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one.